Welcome back to the Bridge of the Defiance. In today's video we're going to be looking at the Shasvastii Taighas and how these little buggers can ruin your day if you are not careful. The Taighas seem to be little more than a pest, and looking at their baseline stats you would tend to think so. They spawn into the game as a unit of 3, but each model only has 3 wounds, and coupled with the fact that they have no armor or BTS save, this means that they are very squishy and easy to put down. Their one redeeming point is their speed. Their movement value is 8, meaning that they can cross the board very quickly and close in on the heroes to close combat. Before we look at their close combat abilities, let's have a look at how the AI works for the Taighas. Most units in the game of Defiance will get an AI card that gives them instructions on what they are going to do that turn. However, Taighas are very single-minded and will do one of two things. Either run at the closest enemy and try to get in close combat with them, or 2, if they're already in close combat, try to bite their face off. Needless to say, they do not have any ranged attacks and will rely on their claws at close combat with a range of 1. The attack itself is nothing to sniff at, as they will roll an orange and yellow dice, and it also has a built-in success. The orange die will help them get more successes, and the yellow die will help them get more specials. This is where their switch comes in. For every 2 specials, they will score an extra success. So on a good roll, they can really rack up a lot of successes. Unlike other Shasvastii troops, Taighas are considered expendable. What this means is that when a hero attacks a Taiga, they will not accrue aggro, so you can attack them as much as you like without worrying about feeding that reinforcement machine that's going to get you later on. Once they upgrade to veteran status, they get buffs across the board. Their wounds will increase from 3 to 4, they'll actually get an armor save of a blue dice, and they get a BTS save of an automatic shield. The close combat attack also gets a buff, as it gets an extra yellow die and exchanges the orange die with an even more aggressive red die. With 2 yellow dice in that roll, there's going to be a lot of specials being rolled, so these guys can accrue a lot of damage against you. Both versions of the Taiga have the same abilities, and this is where they get a little bit scary. They both have an ability called multi-terrain. This allows them to go through difficult terrain without being impeded at all. But what's really scary is that they have this ability called close combat specialist. This means that when they are being attacked by someone adjacent to them, they can defend themselves using their close combat attack roll. So unlike the Cadmus that we looked at in the last video, where you either choose to wipe them out completely or just ignore them, you want to be killing the Taighas as often as possible, and you want to be doing it at range. If you fight them in close combat, you're going to have a much harder time of actually wounding them, and you're possibly going to get wounded yourself. There are some other versions of the Taiga, in particular the Pit Patrol. These Taigas are like loyal pets to the Jaith. They'll run alongside them and hunt down their prey with them. They are a bit tougher than regular Taigas, however, they only appear one at a time alongside their Jaith partners. The Pit Patrol Pitbull has 4 wounds, and just like its regular counterpart, has no BTS save, no armor save, and has a movement of 8. Their close combat attack is the same as a regular Taiga, and they are also expendable. They are also unique, which just means that when they are eliminated, they do not add reinforcement tokens to the reserve. The Pit Patrol Taiga also has a veteran side known as a Doberman. It has the same close combat attack, but adds an extra yellow die, and has that easier switch of 1 special equating to 1 success. The main difference with this Taiga compared to the others we've looked at is that this one has the Born Warrior ability. This prevents any close combat special abilities to be used against this Taiga by the heroes of the Defiance. This really hamstrings Caden, so you'll want to shoot these things down before they get close to you. Finally, there are the elite Taiga Overlords, which have increased stats across the board. With 8 wounds and an armor save of a blue dice with a built-in shield, they are much tougher to put down. Their close combat attack is made even more deadly with a red, orange, and yellow die, mixed in with that automatic success and having the switch where a single special will translate into another success. These guys can do a lot of damage against you up close. If we flip this card over, we can find there's actually a Taiga special character called Heron-necked. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is not only the most powerful Taiga, but the sneakiest as well. It has 15 wounds with a movement of 9 and an armor save of a blue and green dice, making it a really hard target to put down. It also has the most deadly close combat attack of all of the Taigas, with a red and 2 orange dice being rolled with that mandatory free success. It also comes with that crazy switch where every single special gets translated into a success as well. Now, not only does it have the switch where every single special is converted into a success, but even if this Taiga rolls poorly and gets blank faces, each blank face also becomes a success. This makes this Taiga a massive damage dealer, just like Uma is for the Defiance. Now, here's the really sneaky thing about Heron-necked. Every time he resolves an attack, he's going to go into the hidden state, which means no one can actually shoot at him. Not only that, but he has the surprise attack ability, which means that he's not deployed straight away into the game, but rather when his activation card is revealed, he is just placed adjacent to the last hero that activated, already putting him into close combat. So to make that clear, when he actually enters the game, he already starts in close combat, makes an attack, and then becomes hidden, meaning that you can't shoot him, which means you have to fight him in close combat again, and you have to deal with his close combat specialist ability. This thing is going to be a tick that is just impossible to remove. So those are all of the Taigas that you will face in Defiance. However, if you had a keen eye, you may have noticed an ability called Pit. This relates to the pit structure, that if it is on the board, respawns Taigas every turn at no reinforcement cost. This creates the wave after wave of Taigas that will keep on coming until you can destroy that pit structure or die to the 1,000 cuts that are coming at you. The pit itself has 8 wounds and an armor of 2 shields. This makes it a little bit difficult to take down, and it's going to take you a little bit of time or a few activations to actually do it. However, if you bring a demolition charge, you can destroy a structure instantly. So I really recommend giving Kaden a demolition charge whenever you're going into a mission, in case you're up against one of these things. Kaden can hop, skip, and jump over the enemies very, very quickly, and in a single activation, just destroy this pit as fast as possible so that those Taigas will not get any more respawns. Right, well, that was the breakdown of the Taigas in the Defiance. Please let me know what you think below, and if you think I missed anything as well, please leave a comment. If you got this far, you probably enjoyed the video to some extent, so please leave a like to help boost my channel, and even consider subscribing if you haven't already. Otherwise, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.